They lied to us. You don't need a mortgage. You don't need to sign that lease. You don't need to climb the corporate ladder. You could book a one-way ticket to your dream location. Learn how to make Wi-Fi money so that way your income isn't dependent on where you live. You can leave your hometown and live your dream life. Depression is fake. You don't need to be depressed. Your environment dictates everything. So learn how to be a digital nomad. Learn what it takes to live in another country. Started this digital nomad lifestyle in Mexico in 2021 and I lived there for a year. Then I did 6 months in the US, 6 months abroad, and I always noticed that I was happier when I lived abroad. I was thriving when I lived abroad. I started new companies when I lived abroad. I met incredible people when I lived abroad. My stomach felt better when I lived abroad. I didn't have to go to the gym 7 days a week and spend money on gym memberships because I was losing weight, walking everywhere, going up hills, living in blue zones, eating healthier foods without additives and preservatives and chemicals. 9 months ago, my boyfriend and I decided to leave the U.S. We got the digital nomad visas and we are residents of Spain. Because we have the visa, we can live anywhere in the EU. This summer, we're traveling to all different parts of Europe to see what else is out there. Where else can we live for 6 months, 7 months out of the year? Where else can we meet amazing people and create community? How can we collect these experiences and bring it to the people who are desperately looking for answers of how to live a happier, more fulfilled life? This is what the Lux Nomad brand is about. This is what I'm about. I was born and raised in the Bronx on Section 8 housing. My family came from the Dominican Republic. I'm the first person in my family to be born in the U.S. That U.S. passport, I use it to my advantage. Just because I'm an American citizen does not mean that I need to live there. The American dream is dead. There is better out there. Now I'm living in Europe, and for me, I'm living a happier, more fulfilled, more joyful life. And I'm sharing my experience on social media because if you are thinking there has to be more to life, there's people like me who was born on Section 8 housing and bought groceries with food stamps on a Thursday afternoon here in the beautiful island of Croatia, enjoying a beautiful beach day. If someone like me can do it, you definitely can. I put all the exact steps on what you need to do to be able to live this lifestyle. How to make Wi-Fi money, how to find a remote job, what countries should you go live in for 90 days, what countries don't require a visa so you don't have to worry about all that paperwork and all the legalities and the taxes. Don't worry about that. As an American, you can live in different countries for up to 180 days, and I break this down all in my free playbook because you deserve to have access to this information. If you want the playbook, comment playbook in the comments and I'll send it over to you. Hello from Croatia.
This is why you need to travel outside of the United States. We live inside a fucking bubble. With mainstream media shoving narratives down our throats to the indoctrination that was pushed upon us since an early age, we are absolutely cooked in the West. Book yourself a flight to one of these so-called dangerous third world countries and watch how quickly the veil falls. All these dangerous people they speak of are no worse than us. Some of their views of the world aren't any worse than ours, and the stereotypes we have usually aren't even accurate. The deception stops deceptioning. And while the oligarchs keep dividing us with race wars, traveling will show you that we are way more alike than we are different from each other. And instead of starting wars, we should all be uniting together as one race, the human race. So remember this next time you decide to travel. Go out there with an open mind. Unlearn and relearn.
Ditch America and move to Bali, Indonesia. Not only is the housing affordable, it already comes furnished. Wi-Fi is also included. They don't do credit checks or income verifications, and you don't need to make 3 times the rent. Simply find a place you like, pay the deposit, and move in. You can get you a private driver. That cuts out you having to buy a car or paying a car note or car insurance. I know the main question is, well, how will I make money? You can make money online in multiple ways. From your phone, from your laptop. A lot of people over here are into trading. I drop ship on eBay. I sell digital products and I make content. It's good to have money saved, but the main thing you will need while living abroad is a flow of income. If you are interested in learning, use the first link in my bio. Follow me for more tips on why you should leave America.
Leaving the U.S. to live abroad is by far the best decision I've ever made in my life. And the first thing I learned is that our concept of work-life balance is absolute bullshit. Most people spend their entire lives working and will probably never be able to retire. And most people only get 1, maybe 2 weeks off an entire year for vacation. And with the cost of living as high as it is, most people can't even afford that. And we're supposed to be just okay with it. One thing I've learned is that money is no longer a goal, but it's more so of a tool to get whatever it is that I'm looking for. And honestly, that's provided so much tranquility and peace in my life that I didn't have before just because money was the main thing that I was chasing. I used to pay over $2,500 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment. That didn't even include all the other utilities and bills I had to pay. And for that same amount, I'm able to catch flights whenever I want to. I'm able to go on cruises. I can literally go to different countries like Indonesia and go camping or living in a van. And while a lot of people argue that my lifestyle and traveling is not something that everybody can do or it's unavailable for a lot of different people, I can guarantee you that it's more affordable and accessible than a lot of people have been led to believe. If the pandemic taught us anything, it's the fact that most people are able to work remotely, which means more people than not are able to travel and work abroad and, be flexible with their lives. But once again, we're just taught that work should come first and living should come later. And that is something that I definitely don't believe in.
Why I moved from the United States to Portugal. My name's Caitlin. I'm an American who's lived in Portugal for the past 2 years. About 10 years ago, I went on vacation to Madeira and I fell in love with Portugal. I thought it was so beautiful and I thought the people were so kind. When I was looking for a new city, I was looking for 3 things. I wanted a place with really good weather, I wanted a place that was really safe, and I wanted a place with an international and friendly community. When I researched online, I came across Lisbon and I knew that I already loved Portugal because of my experience in Madeira. And every year I do feel more at home here. And last year I signed a 3-year lease on my apartment here in Lisbon.
Leaving the United States or the West might be the best thing you could do. It's been 3 years since I moved from the United States to Thailand, and I honestly wish I did it sooner. For example, you could live in a super nice condo for about $500 a month, eat out every single day, and never cook a meal for around $10 to $20 a day. But it's not only the cost of living. It's also the culture, the peace, the safety, how modern it is, and ultimately getting away from a society where everybody's extremely polarized and divided. But the thing that stops most people is not knowing anything about visas and how to actually make money online or remotely. So if you want to learn exactly how I did it and the best visas and how to make money online, tap the link in my bio to learn how.
I recently sold my house in Houston, Texas to move to Bali indefinitely as I begin my Eat, Pray, Love era. I've been here for about 3 months, and here are some major differences of my life in Bali versus the US. I can live right by the beach in a beautiful villa for about $30 a night. I can afford to eat out every single meal because meals are typically $1 to $5. Speaking of food, everything is locally grown and organic. I have lupus, hypothyroidism, and PCOS, so my body is constantly inflamed. Since I've moved to Bali, I've actually lost weight. And while I can't say much about the traffic because it's just as bad as Houston's, I will say that it only takes $2 to fill up my tank per week. I've also experienced more work-life balance since living in Bali. I often go to the beach to work or local cafes that are specifically designed for digital nomads like myself. A daily routine includes going to yoga or the gym, and in the evening times, I meet some new friends at the beach and watch these beautiful sunsets. Overall, I would say that my spirituality and quality of life has improved since moving to Bali.